Welcome to Basically Sci-Fi, the short story podcast with stories you can basically call sci-fi. My name's Todd.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Jared.
This past 2 years, we've been having, as you know, an alien invasion that we've had to deal with. So we've all been stuck in our homes.
Yeah.
What would you guys be doing if there was no alien invasion?
Sheltering in place, avoiding large crowds, washing my hands regularly.
Yeah.
Well, so the question is, if there wasn't an alien invasion right now.
Right.
Yeah.
What I would be doing. Oh, I mean, I always wash my hands neurotically.
Right.
But besides that, I'd probably be planning a beach trip right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, Jared, here in Japan, you can buy fireworks at the convenience store when their convenience store is near the beach. So that's a pretty popular thing to do, is to go down to the beach and, wait until sundown. You go to the convenience store, buy a bunch of fireworks, launch them off at the beach.
Yep. Surprisingly few people lose limbs and toes and digits,
Well, they don't have the big old boom boom, whatchamacallit,
okay, yeah.
What's it called? Mortar style. They don't have the mortar style ones here, and those are the ones people fucking lose their fingers with. But they do have bottle rockets. But I mean, again, as long as you don't hold on to it when it goes off, it's not going to really hurt you. God, the fireworks reminds me of my cousin, though. Did I ever tell you about my cousin?
The double amputee.
No, the glass blower. He fucking lit a goddamn, what are they called, M80s? We were inside of his glassblowing shed, about to smoke up, and then he lit an M80.
Oh, yeah,
and
you
then
have
fucking dropped it at my feet, and it just went off, and it was like one of the loudest, I think that's probably the single loudest thing I've ever experienced in my life, and it was awful. I was so upset. I just went home. Anyway, that doesn't happen at the beach, Jared, because you're outside.
Right.
Yeah. I know what a beach is. Yeah. No, but no, like I was saying, I think the whole quarantine and lockdown for COVID has basically just forced everyone into mental breakdowns by being forced to do what I choose to do on a regular basis.
Wash your hands?
Not going out to big crowded places and not interacting with people if I don't have to.
Oh no, you mean I'm forced to only interact with people online?
Damn,
could you
what
imagine if when we were kids we had to do classes on Zoom?
Man, you know how much fucking RuneScape time I would get? Jesus. Mute my mic, turn off my camera, fucking play RuneScape the whole day.
Yeah.
And study for fucking shit.
Oh boy. That would have been rough.
Yeah. And kids these days have it so hard.
Look, I'm sure that overall I am better for having had social interactions in my life. But, yeah.
I'm sure I have. Yeah. But at some point, it just all became way too tiring.
Yeah. Yeah, so, okay, now I'm glad that everything's online. I probably wouldn't have done well before, although the single highest grade I ever got in college was the one, entirely online class I took over summer.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know. I also probably could have tried harder at various points in my life. But you know what I did try hard on? Writing a story for you guys today.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
See, I thought you were about to say World of Warcraft, but here we go. Story time.
You absolutely did try hard at World of Warcraft.
Oh my god, was I a try-hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I rebuked people who did not try as hard as me and wanted to join me in my content.
Oh.
Anyway. Oh god.
I remember that part of my life.
Yeah.
It was Guild Wars 2 for me.
Yeah. Well, That was a regrettable thing. Anyway, here's my story. So my story this week is called How a Milk Drinker Got a Song, or Escape from Cucker Bay, or In Space, No One Can Hear You Pose.
Oh, Jesus.
Raven, move! Get in the cab! There's no telling when Cuck or Purdue will catch up. Iggy shouted from the pilot's seat of the Ratscallions Are Second-Class Citizens 1. Iggy 88 eyeballed the distance between their location at the Galactic Society of Friends and the nearest planet, and checked the fuel gauge. Their last jump from Meteoria 7 had used up almost all of the fuel, but as an android who is incapable of doubt, Iggy determined they had enough fuel to make it to the next planet over. Raven refused to get in the cab, whining, "No, I don't want to sit next to a guy missing a hand. I'll get blood all over me." "Fine, Nova, switch with Raven. Can you patch up Aerie while you're back there? We've got a first aid kit under the seat." "Sure. I've got enough whiskey left to numb the pain a bit and steady my hands. I think I'm having a panic attack." "Yeah, have a drink," Iggy said. "As your sponsor, I'd say you've earned it. Besides, if you take into account the compounded stress of trying to quit drinking together with the stress of our current situation, it really seems insurmountable. Having one less stressor at just this one time is the obvious choice." With Aerie, Nova, and Mitch in the back, and Raven riding shotgun, Iggy pulled the cab up to the exit port. Remembering his training, Iggy checked both ways for traffic. "What's the fucking holdup?" Nova slurred from the back. "Aerie needs real medical attention. This first aid kit you have back here has got nothing but band-aids, gauze, and entirely flavorless hydrogen peroxide." "What? Nova, you shouldn't drink that. It's not even..." "Iggy, this isn't time to act like a sponsor. Drive!" "I would love to, but there's an obstruction," Iggy said and pointed to the front of the cab. The port between the entrance to the Society of Friends and the void of space outside was separated by a big blue force field, allowing traffic to pass and keep oxygen in. But the big blue force field was blocked by an even bigger and bluer pair of big blue butt cheeks. Iggy stepped out of the cab and looked at Mitch. "I'm going to get out and push the obstruction out of the way. Mitch, hop in the pilot's seat. If Cuck or Purdue appear while I'm out there, I want you to get out of here. Don't worry about me, okay?" "I'll try not to, but worrying's in my nature," Mitch said as he moved to the front of the cab. Iggy 88 passed through the force field and floated out a bit to get a better look at the obstruction. The big blue butt cheeks, it turned out, belonged to a big blue man. A giant, which Iggy's memory bank quickly identified as a frost giant from the planet Njordstornu, a planet which the pirate Vin had destroyed. "Fee-fi-fo, hello, frost giant. Would you mind moving out of the way a bit? We're trying to get out through the port here, and you're in the way," Iggy politely requested. The giant, of course, didn't respond, as it was already dead, and in space there aren't enough molecules to vibrate for sound to be heard. Remembering this, Iggy pulled some sand out of his pocket, threw it at the dead giant, and tried asking again. Still, there was no response. Frustrated at the impolite giant's refusal to budge, Iggy decided to just push the corpse out of the way. As soon as he placed his hands on the body, he noticed a giant empty spacesuit chained to the hull nearby. This frost giant must have been attempting to escape his shackles by getting out of his suit, Iggy figured. As Iggy proceeded to push the corpse out of the way, he noticed that further up the hull, there were actually many more spacesuits chained to the hull of the ship. Despite the urgency of the situation, Iggy's curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to swim over and check if the suits were still occupied or not. As Iggy got closer, he noticed that the suits were indeed being worn by frost giants, and that the giants were flexing and posing at each other, which Iggy's memory bank recognized as being FGSL, or Frost Giant Sign Language. Iggy got closer and flexed his biceps 2 times, which is FGSL for, "How you guys doing?" The largest frost giant responded by bending over and rubbing his ass, or FGSL for, "Go away." Iggy couldn't properly express himself because the real sign requires the speaker to lick their nipple, but said, "I know that frost giants have great pride. If you don't want to speak with me, then I understand, and I bid you farewell." The frost giant simply nodded in response. But another nearby giant intruded, formed a V shape with his arms, and began slamming his pelvic region repeatedly with them, which is FGSL for, "Forgive my defiance, God King Fragpool, but I cannot simply accept our fate. I lack your strength and wondrous nihilism. I will forsake my pride and perhaps even my gods by asking this puny milk drinker for aid. Little one, I am Coach." Though Coach was... Yeah.
It's a lot to be gleaned from a pelvic thrust.
Well, I think he's doing... it sounds like he's doing the Waluigi right here.
Though Coach was chained to the hull of the ship and wearing a giant spacesuit, the frost giant did the best he could to bow. Iggy replied by cupping his balls with both hands, which of course is hello in FGSL. "Little one, we, the regular-sized people of Nordstunu, have nothing left but our enormous pride. We have been reduced to slaves by the pirate Bib. We used to believe that up in the black night sky, our ancestors watched over us from Nordhalla. But we realize now that there is nothing. No gods, no ancient kings. Just tiny-dicked foreigners with laser guns and swords. We don't belong here. We are not foreigners. We would go home to our planet if it still existed." "What do you want me to do?" Iggy signed. "Free us from our chains. Allow us to make war against those that enslave us. I know that as you are a tiny-dicked foreigner yourself, this is an unreasonable request. But I promise that if you free us, we will spare you." Iggy considered this. "Okay, but only make war against people you find inside the Galactic Society of Friends here, okay? Don't start going from planet to planet getting revenge." "Yes," Coach signed. "On my honor, I promise you this." "Say please," Iggy signed. As Coach turned to present his back and start flexing out the sign for please, the largest frost giant, King Fragpool, reached out his hand and commanded his advisor to stop. Silently, the king himself then turned and flexed his tremendous trapezius muscles, forming the sign for please himself. "I hope you realize what it means for the king of the regular-sized people to lower himself like this," Coach signed. Iggy nodded. "One sec, I'm gonna try to find the terminal that can release you from your chains." FGSL doesn't have a word for terminal, so Iggy combined the sign for control and the sign for thing, which looked like he was trying to kick himself in his own ass with his heel. But Coach and Fragpool got the point. Iggy quickly found the terminal he needed and extended his hacking probe from out of his left palm. After about a minute of fiddling around, Iggy managed to unlock the giants from their chains. He waved for the giants to follow and led Coach, Fragpool, and some of the other giants back to the port where Mitch, Nova, and the others were waiting. The hangar/parking area of the society was spacious enough that even the 40-meter-tall frost giants could comfortably gather inside. As soon as Fragcool was inside, he ripped off his spacesuit and roared. This scared the shit out of Nova and Mitch, who were waiting outside of Iggy's cab. Iggy, what have you done? You said you were going to move the giant naked blue ass out of the way, not invite in his giant naked blue friends. Nova stuttered in absolute horror at everything she was seeing above and below the waist of these nude blue intruders. Yeah, we gotta get out of here, Iggy said, hopping back into the driver's seat. I promised the giants they could kill everyone in the building. Oh, God, why would you promise them that? Nova screamed. The cab is out of fuel. It's not going anywhere. We tried to find another ship, but it looks like all the ships were taken by the interns when they fled the society. What, really? Iggy said, cocking his head to the side. I know the meter is on E, but I really thought we'd at least be able to get to the next planet over. Why the fuck would you think that? Because I tend to confidently make rash decisions based on absolutely nothing, Iggy replied matter-of-factly.
And now I'm feeling attacked here.
Nova was about to say, "You think?" but her voice was drowned out as even more frost giants began to roar, harmonizing with their king. I tried to do what you said about getting out of here and not worrying about you, but the ship wouldn't start, Mitch shouted over the roars. Perdue was over there standing in the doorway at the top of the stairs to the main entrance of the society. He twerked menacingly at us for a couple minutes. At first I was really annoyed, but now I'm worried he'll be back here any moment with Cuck. The frost giant roaring finally subsided. One of the giants spied the wounded humans, Airy and Raven, inside the Rapscallions or second-class Citizens 1, and stomped towards them with a wild bloodlust in his eye. Nova and Mitch flung themselves into the cab, intending to protect their wounded friends somehow, but they hadn't really thought it through. Iggy flung himself into the cab as well, because he learns human behaviors by copying them and not passing judgment on how illogical or stupid they may be. Fragcool commanded his warrior not to stomp the tiny ship. We are oath-bound to that one. Do not crush him, for he is our savior. Someday our children will be forced to memorize epic poems dedicated to him, and I do not intend for the song to end with his needless death. Savior, by what name shall the fruity bards call you? Iggy88. Oh, Iggy88. He was super great. He was small, but he saved us from our fate. I don't think that I could exaggerate when I say that he was really super great. The frost giants applauded dutifully. That's a beautiful song, and I appreciate your kind words, King Fragcool, Iggy said, legitimately not knowing if it was good or not. But please allow me and my friends here to leave unharmed. We were just on our way out. Where were you headed? See out there in the distance of space? Iggy then pointed. We were planning to go to that nearby planet. King Fragcool squinted. All the way over there. You tiny things are very brave. Farewell. King Fragcool lifted Iggy's cab and closed the hatch. He wound up a pitch and hurled the cab out into space. Coach admired his king's perfect throwing form. The ship zoomed and spun through space. Though the ship was out of fuel, the electrical systems were still working. Climbing back into the driver's seat, Iggy managed to stop the spinning and drift the cab towards their destination. The humans and half-humans on board had all thrown up all over Iggy's cab, which annoyed Iggy greatly. Iggy pulled some plastic bags out of the ship's glove compartment. If you feel like doing that again, do it in these. Nova took the bags and distributed them to Mitch and Raven. After vomiting once more, Nova climbed up into the passenger seat. "Why did you free the giants?" she asked. "I am programmed to preserve life," Iggy responded, deciding for once not to play at hiding the truth that he's an android. "All robots are. I guess my programming just overrode my reasoning." "You know what, Iggy? I don't think that's true. Pretty hard to be an assassin if you're programmed to preserve life. I think you're actually just a big softie," Nova smiled. "I guess I just can't stand to see people suffer or die. That's why, when I get an assignment to assassinate a target, I always just push them off the edge of the universe in my cab." "I knew it," Nova said and punched him in the arm. "You big softie." Suddenly, the ship's radio cracked to life. "Approaching vessel. This is Commander Jacket. Identify yourself." Iggy pressed the comm on the dash and responded immediately. "This is the passenger cab. The Ratscallions are second-class Citizens 1. We're out of fuel and will require assistance making a landing. We've fled the Galactic Society of Friends and have injured on board." "We hear you, Ratscallions are second-class Citizens 1. We are activating tractor beams now to bring you on board. Be warned that armed men will meet you upon boarding. Obey any orders given to you and you will not be harmed." "Okay, weird, but fair enough," Iggy responded. "By the way, we were in a bit of a hurry when we decided to come this way, and we didn't get a chance to check, but what planet is this?" "This is the New Australia, the home planet / home base / ship of the Purple Pirates. We'll continue this conversation upon your arrival. I'll be signing off now. Jack it off." Iggy and Nova looked at each other and then sighed deeply. The end.
Ooh.
Ooh.
In space, no one can hear you flex, but that doesn't matter because they can see you.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. I like the throwing the sand. That makes so much sense, but none at all.
Pocket sand. It's super useful.
Yeah, pocket sand.
I need to start carrying some pocket sand to work.
I forget what is pocket sand from?
Only the best anime in the whole world.
Huh?
King of the Hill.
Oh, King of the Hill. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, I seem to remember seeing Dale throw pocket sand. I think, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the thing he does.
Anyway, I'm glad you guys got that joke. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
This episode felt very JoJo's in a certain way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I guess there was posing, yeah.
Does JoJo communicate by flexing?
Basically,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Although if the giants were let loose to kill everybody in the Galactic Society of Friends, but all the interns left, and they're just attacking Cuck and Purdue then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that Iggy planned that intentionally, but yeah, definitely made his decision a little bit easier.
Although, to be honest, those interns are trifling.
Oh, yeah.
Is Rupert the pervert still with them?
Yeah, Rupert's with them. I forgot to mention, but he's in the car. You're right. I wrote the whole story without mentioning Rupert. Because the injured 3 characters. I had a scene where Raven got out of the cab, but then I remembered that he was injured. So I was like, no, the injured people are just staying in the cab. So I went back and I rewrote it, saying that Nova and Mitch were out of the cab at one point. but I did forget to mention, now that I read it again, that Rupert was also still injured, still in the cab, just not moving. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to basically just avoid moving at all times, otherwise he might, like, climax and fucking die.
Oh, yeah. Probably he should be in the passenger seat. We're gonna assume that he's being able to handle all this flesh on flesh contact without
right. Got it. Rupert, not into amputee porn.
No.
And please not into the amputee.
No.
Well, he is a pervert, so I can't be too sure about these things when it comes to amputee porn.
That's very true, and we might be coming back to that in the future.
Oh God!
No, I guess we could come back to anything is possible, but no, I'm not planning to make that anyone's thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just a single episode of Rupert getting real interested in it and then killing himself.
No.
Jerking off.
No.
I dare you to write that story.
They say death isn't funny, but well, wait a minute.
I don't think he would kill himself. On his planet, there are many who make the noble sacrifice to attempt to copulate the planet, but I don't think there's that many who off themselves.
I think the sand thing needs to be, like, basically his go-to weapon.
No.
I really do enjoy that a lot.
I think it's just a one-time thing. He learns very quickly, but he does have a lot of he still doesn't know the difference between dead carbon-based life and alive.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, he's working on it. I think he figured out that the sand thing doesn't work. I don't think he's going to try that much more.
But he knows they died because he doesn't want to do that. He pushes them off the edge of the universe.
They have a tendency not to die when they get pushed off the edge of the universe.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's created all the villains, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Well, damn it, Iggy.
Yeah.
Does that mean he tried to push Jared off the edge of the universe too?
Well,
I mean, Raven?
Well, that would be implied.
That would track.
Yeah.
All right. Iggy is the true menace. The day that Iggy dies is the day that the universe is saved.
Iggy more often than not. Like, this is something that I went through and I made notes on my own for my universe, like maybe halfway through our episodes. I went through and I made some notes, and one of the things I made note of, well, I was just like, what is everyone's kill record? I went through and I'm like, okay, Aerie has killed at least 6 people. Edith killed this many. Vin killed this many. Just for my own notes, I wanted to see. And then I noticed that the one character who says he's an assassin has not killed anyone yet. So,
well, he's allegedly an assassin.
He is. He went back to the planet where the base of the League of Extraordinary Assassins who pose as cab drivers. I think that was the full name of the league. He went back to them, and he reported completing his assassination of Edith at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been trying to drop the hint that a lot of this is Iggy's fault for a little bit now. So I'm glad that you picked up on that because Iggy's one of my favorite characters, and he's kind of become more of a main character than Airy at this point.
Yeah.
So for Iggy,
yeah,
you said you counted all the direct deaths, right? I feel like Iggy's caused so much indirect death, though.
I mean, I guess if you blame like the fingered victims on him, then I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that I do. Yeah. So, all right. I think that about does it. Thanks for listening to my story this week. I had a lot of fun writing this one. I liked it. I'm glad that seemingly turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
Next week we are going to have a story by Adam.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Nope, you're right on the money. It's me this time. Next time.
Right. Following the pattern.
Nice.
Well, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this and every video. If you want to hear the most recent episodes in their most listenable format, check them out on SoundCloud also. There's only ever like the most recent 3 or 4 episodes on there because I don't want to pay for space. But you can listen to the new ones there. Go back and binge some episodes on YouTube that you maybe missed. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.